The goddess of magic is missing. Her champions banished. Trapped. Powerless. They must become worthy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Unbound. This is an Uncaged Anthology campaign featuring stories that subvert tropes around mythological beings and monsters that are women. We are also featuring the Scholar class by Benjamin Huffman, both of which are available for purchase on DM's Guild. If you want to interact with the game, there are two ways to do so. You can redeem channel points for free to grant a blessing, which is an advantage die to any player, including me. You can see there is a little chart here to the side that indicates how many everyone has. There's a maximum of 2 per player. And another way is you can add an element of fate to the narrative. Every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. If you do so, please make sure you give us a name tethered to it. That way we know who to torment. I mean, bless. It'll be fine. We're going to jump right into it, and we're going to go ahead and reintroduce our characters. And we will start off with the Lady May.
Oh, hi. I'm May, and I play Nell. She's a super tiny little halfling. She's a chef. She loves to cook things. She's got a ton of flowers in her hair, some of which can heal. And she really likes her friends. They're very powerful and champions of goddesses, and she's just a little mortal being who may have a penchant to eat magical things.
Oh yes, and we are certainly going to be seeing more of that, especially since last episode.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Next we have Dungeon Dame.
Hey guys, I'm Dungeon Dame. I'm playing Alaris. She is a changeling ranger gloomstalker. She has a little pet raccoon named Quakefoot. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, she's just living her best life right now. Somebody very close to her all died and then didn't die, and it was very, very traumatic. So she's just coasting right now.
Excellent, thank you. And Avalon will not be able to join us this week. Bravo's not feeling well. We all hope that she recovers very quickly, and we are sending her our love. So we will be putting Avalon into the moon door, and she will not be a part of today's session. She will be totally safe and fine and out of the way. But moving on, we have EJ, E. Meanly.
Hi guys, I'm EJ. I'm playing Adon, a little Earth Genasi artificer who is currently at death's door in the underworld, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
And last, but certainly not least, we have Giggly Gingerlagus.
Hello, I play Samara. She is a tiefling cleric, and yeah, pretty much it. She's the favorite. She likes to pick on Avalon. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to start off with where we last left off. Adon was taken away by a very large, unusually gigantic, very terrifying displacer beast that perhaps works for the goddess of chaos, perhaps works for Thracia, the champion of Discord. We aren't completely sure, but Adon was taken off, and then the rest of the party flirted with a bunch of NPCs.
Thank you for that.
Snapped into a different timeline, and also might be on the verge of having a couple of girlfriends. We'll see. However, music change. Back to the spooky. We return back into the sewers underneath Waterdeep, where our heroes have just defeated Thraxia. So between all of you is a mound of ash. The strange amorphous form of Thraxia had melted away into literal flecks of dust. And she just washes away. There's blood smeared on the floor, deep grooves. And there are a number of strange mirrors posted throughout the room. And there is also a collection of items on various tables. What would you like to do?
Is the key burning my hand at all since I picked it up?
The key, it is unusually cold in your hand. And your fingers, where you had reached into the mass that used to be Thraxia, have been stained black.
Pretty dope. I'll probably just like pull my sleeves over my hands and just hold it for a second. I got the death key.
Yeah, it does
Oh.
seem aptly named.
Yeah. What do I do with it?
Well, I guess somebody's got to eat it.
Why do we need to eat it? Why can't we just take it
I
to
don't
the...
know.
I don't know.
We've eaten all the other ones.
Yes, Nell beside you. Nell, you can't explain it. There's some kind of supernatural hunger that is starting to grow inside of you. You very pointedly have the sensation that only magic will be able to subside this feeling.
Can I eat it? As long as it's not, if anyone else doesn't want to.
But don't you already have a key, though? I thought we were under the impression that each person could only have one key.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Thought we had to find new hosts for the key. Z.
Can
The key's plural.
I at least lick it?
No.
But that's a good idea.
Oh no, do I trust Nell with the key?
That's up to you.
Uh,
But you do remember specifically that Avalon, your master of keys, did say that one person basically has one key slot.
and also, does Nell not have the life key? Or does she have something else?
She has... Boop, boop, boop. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, she has the life key.
So I feel like maybe giving her the death key, maybe not a great idea.
No.
Those two
not.
might kind of contradict each other.
I'm just gonna tuck it away. And I'm just gonna kind of keep my eye on Nell. So
Okay.
she doesn't try any sneaky things.
Nell, your intuition tells you that you could totally eat this key. Despite knowing that, yes, that might be the rule for everyone else, but you're special. You're different.
Oh.
You're not like the others.
Kind of like just licking her lips, but like trying not to be obvious, but she's very obvious.
Speaking of special, Zombie
Oh,
Fighter,
boy.
thank you so much for your donation. Yeah. No, please tell me when to stop.
Oh,
Ugh.
stop.
Okay. Okay. And Adon, tell me when to stop. Okay. Oh.
I didn't like the sound of
I
that.
didn't like that.
Oh.
Oh, this card.
Oh.
Well, what else could go wrong? How could this situation get any worse, you know?
No, I wouldn't say that.
All right. Dawn, you have drawn the rogue card. Oh wait. We have a new fancy camera. Ooh, rogue.
Ooh.
For Nell, we will find out here in a little bit. But yes. So the death key gets tucked away for now.
I'm gonna start searching, like looking for the stuff on the tables.
Okay.
With those fancy mirrors that are strewn about, can we see, like, do we recognize? Oh wait, we looked at those. Those seem to be like where the other keys were, right?
It's pretty reasonable to formulate that. You had looked through them and seen one appears to be very distinctly an ocean, one is mountains, and the last one is desert.
Retrained. Okay. None of them look like the underworld, right?
No, distinctly not.
Distinctly not the underworld. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at all the trinkets and stuff strewn about.
Okay.
Mel definitely wants to take a look at all of them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me some investigation, please. And we'll say for now that Avalon's just kind of looking about to being all Avalon-y. Okay, that's a 16 from Nell.
Avalon's just taking a moment because, you know, we just did defeat Thraxia. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
1 second. There we go.
Okay. 19 investigation. Excellent. So the two of you are poring over the various items here. Nell, you do distinctly see that there is... I'm saying distinctly a lot today. You do see that there is a number of different daggers on one of the tables. They look very familiar. It looks exactly like the one that had been taken out of Calypsa, the one that was in Mathea's caravan.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Okay, I'm warming up. Soon I will be unstoppable.
Unbound.
Unbound. Oh, fuck. Oh my god! I missed... I missed my chance! So yes, there are 3 of those daggers in front of you now.
She's gonna grab them and stuff them in her bag as if she was grabbing cookies from a cookie jar.
Frantically and without restraint. Tuck them away. Alaris, with a 19, as you are looking over the tables here, you find a number of trinkets, most of which are mundane, some of which you can't really decipher what they are for. There's like a strange rock that looks like a crystal. You see that there are a number of different crystalline formations growing off of it. It appears to be mostly purple in color, the function of which you can't really determine right now, but most importantly, you find papers. They appear to be notes. And as you look over the notes with that 19 investigation, you are able to see that Thraxia has been doing an investigation of her own. There are notes hypothesizing where the other keys might be, and you're able to put together that, okay, Thraxia is hunting for the other keys, as you can see by the mirrors. And she is trying to find a way to the underworld. You continue to... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, does anything look like she found a way to the underworld?
As you continue to look through, you see that there are no notes about that, but there seems to be an antidote of the nightmare, the large displacer beast that had taken Adon away. It seems to have the ability to shift between realms, and it is more than a mere displacer beast. unlike the others, and it is a servant of the goddess of chaos, Eris. You get the impression from the notes that the nightmare is higher up on the food chain than Thraxia, this demigod that you have just defeated.
Sorry, I'm just frantically writing notes right now.
No problem.
Guys, I think we have a problem.
Yes, those nails like kind of just like stuffing.
Alaris is also going to take the sparkly rock because she knows for a fact that Dawn is going to want to look at the sparkly rock when they finally find her.
You also see that there are a series of vials. They are different liquids. One is pitch black. One is translucent with green cubes floating in it. And the third is orange with what appears to be orange peels, but they wriggle around a little bit.
Can I take a look at them and try to discern what they are?
Absolutely. Please feel free to roll me either an Arcana or a medicine check.
Oh yeah, this definitely gonna do medicine.
Okay, 25. Wow. Excellent. Yes. You are able to discern that one is meant to, so the pitch black one is meant to cure petrification. The second one is a potion of flying. And the third is a potion of spider climb. However, these are not your traditional potions. It does seem that someone has very ingeniously concocted these. They are not your standard fare.
In a good way or a bad way?
This is very experimental kind of way. If you found this in a store, you would totally not buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what
Very
were the...
homemade.
Yes.
And then what were the colors of them again?
First one was all black. The second one was clear with green cubes, and the third is basically orange.
Got it. Okay, I will take all of those.
Okay.
And Alaris is going to point out like the notes and what she figured out about the nightmare and stuff on there. But I don't know how we're going to get to the underworld still. Because I think we were supposed to figure that out from Thraxia, maybe.
Are you pointing down to the mound that used to be Thraxia?
I'm just saying, I asked if we were just going to kill her outright or if we were going to question her. No, y'all just wanted to kill her.
I mean, to be fair, she deserved it.
No, I'm not saying she didn't.
But I
mean,
think we were all a little distraught at the time, perhaps.
But
a little
also,
distraught.
But also, we could have tortured her if we kept her alive and questioned her.
I mean, maybe. She almost beat the shit out of us.
I can beat the shit out of her.
Well, we did.
It's okay.
But I'm just saying, to have captured her might have been a little bit more difficult than just, destroying her.
Fine.
Anyways, we're back to square one about the underworld.
So as the group kind of deliberates, what do we do? Where do we go from here? Camera fades to black. A dawn. Hold on.
What's up?
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's dark down here.
I think it'll be fine.
We'll see.
A dawn. It's impossible to tell how long has passed Your perception of time gets warped, changed, distorted, as you are carried away through the forest, wavering in and out of consciousness, being carried by these large tentacle suckers that were on this enormous displacer beast. I'm sorry. When you finally manage to get your senses back to you, you find yourself in a dark place. It's hard to make out most of the features of this place. All you can tell is that it's very, very cold. You are laying on stone, and there's stone all around you. You seem to be in a cell of some kind, a prison. And as you open your eyes, you're able to see a few people nearby. They are not in your cell, but they are basically sharing cell walls with you.
Mm-hmm.
To your left is someone you recognize.
It's my pen. Okay.
It is Mathea, champion of thieves, the blue dragonborn that was Nell's friend. Of course, Dawn does not know the subterfuge that had happened between them. But you see her curled up on herself, sitting up against one of the walls, her head hanging low. And to your right is someone that you have not seen before. You see a half-orc woman with shorn hair. You can see that there are deep gouges across her face. And particularly, there is a scar over her throat where it seems her throat was slit. But she is alive.
Okay. Okay. Does she have any like weapon on her or anything like that?
When you look around, you see that they are not equipped with anything other than rags.
Okay.
And you find that your
am I
weapons...
equipped with anything?
You see your weapons are gone.
Okay. Yes, we leveled up. Sorry, metagaming, but I am going to create thieves' tools because I can do that now that I'm a 3rd level artificer, and I'm gonna try to, I guess, pick the lock on my cell door.
Okay, excellent.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
So tell me what this looks like.
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna turn the light on my goggles. Wait, do I have my goggles?
Yes, you have your goggles.
Oh, thank God. I'm gonna turn the light on my goggles on, and then I'm just gonna, I guess I'm gonna go up to the lock and I'm gonna fiddle with it for a minute, and then I'm just gonna be, damn it, and then just lockpick produced in my hand. How lucky! And then I'll be able to hopefully pick this lock.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll.
Oh yeah. That's just a dex check, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
With a 6, I'm gonna say that it breaks.
Wait, I want to use my blessing.
Okay.
Eight.
Use 18.
There we go.
Much better. Okay.
Thank goodness.
I'm gonna say that the lock pick actually breaks, but you're able to salvage the broken part and try again.
Oh, cool.
And with your second attempt, you hear a click. And as the soft click resonates in this place, both of your neighbors lift their heads to look up at you. You see Mathea crawl over on her knees, and she wraps her fingers around the bars that separate you. And the half-orc remains where she is sitting. She's watching the two of you very carefully. Mathea says, "It's you. I recognize you. You..."
Nell's friend.
Nell's friend, yes. You opened your door. Please, open mine.
Of course. As I try to fiddle with her lock, I'm gonna ask her questions. Do you know where we are? How long have you been here? Why are you here? Why am I here? Do you know?
I don't know where we are or how I got here. All I remember is roll me an insight check.
Okay.
An 8.
Wait, hold on. Anything less than a 8 is considered an 8, so that's an 8 plus 4 for me.
Okay. So that's a 12. Okay. So you get the sense that she's holding back and she's very carefully choosing her words. just by the cadence of her speech and how she pauses every now and then with answering your questions, and she says, yes, I was... Darkness overwhelmed me, and I found myself here. The warden
Seems
comes
to be how it
by.
goes.
Yes, you seem to have been out for a couple of days.
Oh, great. Perfect. Okay. When was the last time the warden came by, and when does he usually? Like, the intervals between, do you know?
It's very hard to tell. Sometimes it feels as if hours are stretched.
Alright. Well, let's get you out of there, and I'll try to pick her lock as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll again. 15.
Broken lock pick.
Use the broken lockpick. And as you were working it, you were definitely able to make some progress. But like as you were doing it, Katla, shit, I said her name. The half orc.
Okay.
Everyone knew it was Katla
Yeah.
anyway. Okay. Katla sidles up to her bars and she says, kind of leaning up against them, her face peering between two, "There is no point in trying to escape. You are in the underworld. We are not of the physical realm anymore."
Okay. Underworld. This is a new venture for me. Okay. I can work with this. I can work with Underworld. What would happen if I were try to get out and fail?
You would disincorporate.
Ah. Okay.
No one leaves the realm of the dead without leave from its master. You might as well climb right back into your cell.
Whoa, who's the master? I can't stay in this cell forever. I have things to do. I have a goddess to break out. Oh, maybe I can find her. Oh, yeah, who's this master you're talking about? Oh, and can I get your name? Just pelting her with questions.
She pauses. She doesn't give you her name quite yet. She says, "Your goddess. Who is your goddess?"
Hecate. Goddess, magic, moon, stuff like that.
Right. And she looks thoughtful. She kind of looks away and leans back. Seems to chew on something.
Can I insight check? Did she have any recognition? Like,
Yes.
Did anything happen when I said Hecate?
21.
Hecate?
You definitely see a look of recognition cross over her features. And you get the sense that there is a bit of loss, a bit of mourning.
I imagine... so, have you ever tried to get out before? You on your own? I imagine you'll probably have better luck in numbers, and I could use as much help as I could get.
Do you know Avalon?
Yeah. Yes, I love Avalon. How do you... Has she been to the underworld? How do you know
Thankfully
her?
not. You might say that I knew her in a past life.
Okay.
How exactly do you know her?
Well, we're both champions of Hecate, so, we worked together closely then, and then, when we were mortals, a few years, we were just hanging out. And I imagine if I'm in the underworld, and she's not in the underworld, soon she will be to come get me. That's my assumption.
As you say this, Katla sits up straighter, and she kind of snaps forward in an aggressive, frightened way. You can tell that you've rattled her with what you have just said. She says, "Avalon must not come down here, no matter what the cost."
It's either I get out to her or she comes down here to me. I have no way to communicate that with her, so I better get out of here soon. You can help me though, right? And I'll try to convince her to help me.
Roll me a persuasion check. And I really hope you get a good one. Okay, 16. She pauses and she looks over to Mathea and says, "And you know this one?"
Yes, I've worked with her before. Or okay, friend of a friend, but she's cool. My friend really trusts her, and I trust my friend.
I have been working on a plan to escape.
Immediately getting my notebook out and writing this down.
But for now, I need you to trust me.
Okay.
Get back into your cell, and I will help you out.
And did I get Mathea's cell unlocked?
I will say that it's just a flick of the wrist and it'll be popped right open. So it's up to you if you want to open it.
I am
stop.
going to open her lock, but then just like keep the door closed and go back into my cell and close the door.
Okay. Do you make it pretty apparent that you've unlocked it?
I mean, if it's like a padlock, I'll leave the padlock on, but it's just not like hooked in.
Okay.
But yeah. So if Mathea really needed to get out, she could, but
Okay.
Only if you know it's unlocked.
She begins to manipulate it a little bit, considering leaving, and seeing you crawl back into your cell, she leaves it and she backs up.
Thank you.
And some amount of time goes by, and someone appears. It's really hard to make out their features. They seem to be more of a blur of shadow than an actual corporeal person.
As they come up to my cell, I'm gonna get close to the bars and turn the lights on my goggles on to try to get a better look.
As your light swings into their view, they just brush away, almost seeming to dissipate before your eyes.
What was that? I'm gonna turn to Mathea. Who was that?
That is one of the warden's help.
Well, pretty easy to get him to go away then. Just turn a little light. Little coward. Okay.
And you
can work with
see
that. Good
that
information.
they slide something into your cell. It seems that even though it looks like they disappeared, they're still there.
Oh. Thank you. Never mind. I'll pick it up.
And it seems to be a bowl of fruit. It seems to be pomegranate.
Ooh, I'm going to examine that now that I am proficient. Oh wait, no, I need the tools for that. Okay, anyways, I'm just gonna examine it, see if there's anything magical about this.
Okay.
Oh, I have my goggles. I'm gonna cast Identify.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm forgetting what I can do.
No, you're fine. And you see identical bowls being distributed to both Katla and Matea, but they do not reach for it. They leave it exactly where it is. Okay, identify, choose an object, learn its properties. Okay. So yes, the pomegranate is definitely magical. I can't even begin to try to figure out what school of magic it is. It just seems divine as fuck.
Okay, got it.
And as soon as the being leaves, Katla says, "Don't."
Well, what am I supposed to eat then? Why not? I mean, I can tell it's magical, but do you know what it does? Do you know what they do?
This is the food of the dead. If you ingest it, you will be tethered to this realm.
Have you happened to ingest it?
She looks down at the bowl, untouched, and says, "No."
Good. Okay. And Mathea, you haven't eaten any of this, right?
Of course not. No.
Okay. Just making sure, because if you didn't tell me, I would have eaten it. Kind of hungry.
You are starving.
Yeah, I imagine. Ugh. And because I'm gonna be really tempted by the pomegranates, I'm just gonna push the bowl out of my cell so I don't eat any.
Okay, sounds good. some amount of time will pass. We're going to montage that. Do you want to keep talking to them and basically trying to get information?
Yes, I am gonna inquire about like the master that we need permission from, and then I'm gonna just like, I don't know, ask Mathea what she remembers about anything before being taken here.
Okay. I will need a persuasion check from you.
Okay. Let me do that.
22. Even with a 22,
Oh.
Matea is very cagey. She insists that she doesn't remember anything, that she was in Waterdeep, and all of a sudden she was taken down by a shadowy force, and then she was here. You definitely don't trust what she's saying. And she looks incredibly incredibly suspicious.
Well, I can't be choosy about my companions down here, so Mathea, welcome to the club.
Katla, however, is the total opposite and says, I have been making tools for the god of death. I made a deal with him.
Oh, the whole god of death. Okay. Well, this might be a little tricky. How long? Do you know how long you've been doing this? How long you've been making tools for him?
What year is it?
Frankly, Adon only knows within like 5 years around there, so she'll give her a range.
Okay. And she basically gives you a date that lines up with before you met Avalon.
Oh, wow. Oh, you've been in here a while.
Years, it seems.
Few of them. Have you ever tried to get out before?
Yes. And you see her subconsciously touch one of the large gashes across her chest. It is not an easy task, but I think I have found the way.
When do we make our move then? I mean, I want to get out of here as soon as possible, and it's only a matter of time before Avalon gets down here.
Be patient.
Oh, not the
It will
best
be
at that.
soon.
Okay.
And then we'll cut to the next scene. Eventually, the same shadowy figure approaches. And before then, Katla warns you that you should probably lock your cage again. And they more or less free you, and you begin to waver in and out of consciousness again. And when you come to, find yourself somewhere else.
Oh.
Ignore these guys. They're totally not here. It's fine.
Oh, through the days or something that I've been down here, that's a long rest. I can get arrested in the underworld, right?
Hell yeah. Okay,
I can get more than 1 hit point.
we're gonna do a cinematic pan here. You are led into a great hall. The air smells of dust and stone, of ash and death. It's an old place, an ancient place. And you hear the ruffling of paper, small objects being moved across wooden surfaces, the clinking of chains. And as you come to, you find yourself in the center of this large chamber, before an enormous desk. This desk easily towers over even Avalon, and the being sitting behind it appears to be not mortal whatsoever. They are some kind of demon. They easily tower 9.5 feet tall. And the thing is, you know what it's like to stand before a god. You, as a servant of Hecate, have done so many a time. This being here is not a god, but they are something else. You see a number of chains wrapped around this person. He is very cut. You can see that he has reddish skin, deep and vibrant. He has very serpentine features, very chiseled. And he has no hair. You see a mass of horns writhing back from his skull. You can see there are large wings folded behind him. As you gain consciousness, he looks to you. He has a book in front of him. Adon, it has been some time that I have been waiting for your company.
Might I ask why?
I have been keeping an eye on you. It has come to my attention that you are special. You are exactly the kind of person that I need. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. That's Oh, I'm not good at that.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Not great.
That's totally fine. So you see
I'm distracted
behind
by his
him.
wings.
Yeah, behind him, you see this like shifting mass of shadow and smoke. There is an enormous demon behind him. It almost looks like a statue. It's hard to tell because it lumbers and it's very slow moving. It could easily be 40, 50 feet tall. You see a glowing eye in the center of its head kind of darting around, looking down at you.
Is it special in a divine way, or my skill set? Do you need help?
He looks over his shoulder before proceeding and says, I need you to lead an army. You have a tactical mind. You understand things in a way that no other mortals can. I'm ready to strike a deal with you.
I'm so sorry. Did you? You said no other mortals can. Are you implying that I'm mortal? I'm visibly offended.
He raises his hand very dismissively. Mortal, immortal, it does not matter. You are different.
I can't say leading armies is my strong suit, nor if I would want to lead an army of demons. No offense, of course, devils. I don't discriminate. I probably wouldn't lead an army of either. Why do you need an army, might I ask?
That is none of your concern.
Well, if I'm gonna lead it...
I have matters that require significant force, and I need strong-minded folks, just like you, to take charge. There must be something that I can give you. I am the prince of all demons. Name your price.
Oh no.
You will serve me for 500 years. And for that,
Okay.
I will give you anything. I sit now on the throne of death. It is completely in my power to give you whatever you desire.
In that case, I request an audience with, the big man, Mr. God of Death. Can you get me that?
As you say that, go ahead and roll me another perception check.
Oh, great. Oops, that's performance. Did it go through?
Yeah.
Okay.
A 7.
7.
Okay. Even with a 7, you can't exactly see it, but you get the sensation that there's something right behind you. The hairs on the back of your neck are rising. You look, it's just shadow. The shadows are moving in a way that they shouldn't. You know something is there, but it is just beyond your ability to see. And you
Can you
can
do this for me?
And you can see that he is paying attention to whatever that is. And there is some hesitance as he's looking at it. Then he looks to you. What can I do for you?
Oh
Shit.
no.
Hold on, wait. You said the god of death, right? Right.
Yes.
He says, that is not possible. Anything else I can. Very different answer,
I
sorry.
laugh. I do laugh. I go, you just told me you'd do anything. Hey, 500 years is a long time. Mortal or immortal. I already told you I don't want to lead an army of devils. I mean, I'm not planning on staying here much longer. I really, unless you can get me the audience with the god of death, I really can't consider your offer.
He will not be returning.
Oh. Okay. I also will not be leading this army until I can get a meeting with him. Sorry about that.
And he raises his hand dismissively again and says, "You will change your mind in time."
You haven't been keeping a close enough eye on me then, if you think I'd do that.
You see him turn the page in one of his books, and your consciousness fades, and you find a return once again in your cell. And did you want to do something before I switch over?
Yeah, immediately as soon as I regain consciousness, I'm gonna crawl over to Katla. Who's the guy with the book? Do you know who the guy with the book is?
That is the god of demons. From what I can tell, the god of death is missing, and the demon prince has taken over.
Oh, that will make a lot of sense. And I'm gonna fill her in like, oh yeah, he wanted me to lead an army, but I said no until I can meet with the god of death. But I guess if the god of death not here, then I can't lead the army. And
that makes sense. I have been tasked with making weapons for an army. This must be it.
Doesn't sound too great.
And you see Matthias slide forward in her cell, and she says, "I think I recognize the shackles. If what you say is true, then I was hoping this would not be the truth of it, but those are Erisian shackles." Erisian.
Got it.
Basically from Eris, the goddess of chaos. She must have some sort of power over him.
Oh my god. Oh my gods. Okay. So do you think he is in relatively the same position we are?
It is possible.
Oh great. Now I kind of feel bad for denying this request. Oh well. Maybe we should take him when we get out of here.
And then Katla, when the coast is clear and after the latest patrol has passed by, Katla offers to you, "I have constructed a key. It will be able to let 2 individuals escape. But only 2.
If we wait, can you make another key?
And you see her lift up her tunic, and there is a gaping hole where her heart used to be. And she says, "No, this is a one-time thing."
Okay. You should get that looked at when we get out of here. But You know what? We'll cross the bridge of the two people when we get there. You know, maybe one of us will fall on the way there. I say that very insensitively. Maybe that'll solve the problem, or create another one. Anyways, thank you.
She puts something into your hand, and it's like a black pebble, smooth, almost like a marble. And she says, I trusted Avalon more than anyone in the whole wide world. All of the worlds. And I trust you. My intuition has carried me far greater and far wider than anything before, and I know in my soul that Avalon trusted you. I can sense it. There's something about you that reminds me of her. So I leave this to you. You must choose. You and one other.
I don't know what to do.
So like, just like any Telltale game, the screen kind of like zooms out and then you have to pick your poison.
I
On one side,
Crap.
there's Katla, Avalon's dead girlfriend, and then there's Matea, who you know to be, or you think to be, one of Nell's best friends.
Yeah, Nell's best friend. Well, no, I'm loyal to Avalon above all. Oh God. Well, Katla, I think you've been in here long enough. Honestly, you know what? Hold on. Let me use my brain. Why does it have to be me and someone else? I have stuff to work on anyways. I could lead an army for 500 years. I don't have a lot to do, except, you know, goddess of magic, everything like that. But, Mathea, you're mortal ish. No, kind of. You gotta get back up there. And Katla, I think it's about time you got up there too. I can help you guys get out, and then I could just come back here, lead an army for 500 years, and then I don't have to make this choice.
Katla says, when you are ready, you must choose. But you absolutely must be one of the ones that leaves. Especially if you being here is going to draw Avalon to the underworld. That absolutely cannot happen. And it seems the only way to guarantee it won't happen is if you leave.
You're so right. I hate that you're so right.
And you can see
I'm so
why
sorry,
she was
Mathea.
so aggressive now.
Yeah.
Mathea kind of leans forward. She shakes visibly as she's gripping the bars. You can't leave me here. I need to go. Nell, think of Nell. Nell needs me. Sweet Nell.
Right. Tell me how you got down here then.
She...
I can't take you if I'm not entirely sure that we're 100% transparent. Katla has told me everything. Katla's been best friends with my friend. Friends. But I don't know anything about you other than you're Nell's friend. You haven't told me anything. I don't know if I can fully trust you.
She looks down, she looks rueful and says, have you ever seen a Thraxian blade?
Yeah. Just like the one in your circus carriage.
She looks up to you with pleading eyes, begging. She says, I have been made to do things that I regret. I was under the service of Thraxia for some time. It was completely against my will. I had no choice. The Thraxian blades, once they pierce a mortal soul, give Thraxia the ability to control them. They are completely her servant, submit to her will.
Insight check that.
Okay.
Where's my insight? Oh, there it is.
7.
Oh, wait, 12.
12, okay. With a 12, she seems very genuine with what she's saying.
Oh, crap.
Please, let me make my amends.
If you're a servant to Thraxia, then I can't bring you out of here yet until we deal with her, because I don't know if she's dead.
Her bond over me is broken. She surrendered me to the god of death. This is where the end of all things goes. When you are sent here, there is no going back. You will not leave this place unchanged, but I understand these things. I will be able to guide you and help you. I am, after all, an immortal like you.
I'm so sorry, Mathea, but if you're immortal, then you could wait here a few years, and I'll come back. I promise I'll come back. But look, you just told me you were a slave to Thraxia. I don't know if I can trust that your bond is truly broken. I promise as soon as I know that for sure I'm gonna come back, because I know Nell would want me to.
You see her shaking and she
I'm
roars.
sorry.
"Ah!" And she starts crying and you see spittle going over there and she's barking at you and she's gnashing her teeth trying to reach for you. Completely incensed, angry.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave.
Katla looks uncertain and says, I don't know if it'll be safe if I go with you. We might draw the ire of the Prince of Demons and the Goddess of Chaos. I am at the very heart of their plans.
It's alright, Goddess of Chaos doesn't like us very much anyways. It'll be fine. You can't get us into any more trouble than we're already in, probably. Hopefully. Maybe.
Alright, whenever you're ready.
Lead the way.
All you have to do is eat it.
Eat it! Okay, well, this isn't the weirdest thing I've eaten, I guess. I look appalled and then, oh, you know, that makes sense. Just pop it right in.
Okay. It's like chewing on boba. It's all squishy and it's fine. And as soon as you eat it, Katla grabs your hand and the world goes black. The party has eventually given up on the sewers themselves. You return to the Moondora at some point. A week has gone by, and you have searched high and low, trying to discover some way into the underworld, and you keep finding the same answer over and over again. You need to get to the Grove of Hecate. It's the only way. Otherwise, you might risk extreme circumstances and consequences. And as the group of you are gathered here in the Moondoor, a week has gone by, so others have joined you in this time. Calypsa has moved in, bringing the cradle that has Grot. Fiona has been helping with constructing various things here, trying to make it a little cozier for your new companions. As the four of you are considering, perhaps what we need to do is go find these other keys, all of a sudden, you see the entrance of the Moondoor open. And who appears is Adon. And also Katla, but I don't have a token for her, so she's here.
No. Where's Nell? Nell?
Adon.
Nell pops up from the kitchen. Adon?
Nell, I'm so sorry. I should tell you where I was. I mean, I bet you guys already know. I was in the underworld. Oh, this is Katla, by the way. Katla, Nell, Katla, everyone. Nell, okay. Matheo was also down there. I couldn't get her out. I'm really sorry.
Samara's just gonna walk up and embrace Adon.
I imagine Adon is crying currently.
She's just gonna rub her head.
Nell, I'm really sorry.
She's in the underworld.
Yeah. She
But
wouldn't
she's
tell
alive?
me. As alive as you can be in the underworld. Yes. Just barely.
I'm gonna say that Katla is very weak because she's literally missing a heart and somehow still walking around. So Avalon and Katla both go into Avalon's little cave and they talk about things.
Seems appropriate.
Cave time. God, do you have anything to eat? It's been a
What
minute.
would you like?
literally anything, just not fruit.
No pomegranate.
We can do that.
No pomegranate. Thank you.
Fiona comes up behind Nell and you see Fiona's wearing a very large apron and a very tiny hat and says, "Would you like a tiny cake? We have
I
been...
would love a tiny cake.
Nell has been showing me all of the recipes. I have mastered this one. It has oatmeal and
Sounds delicious.
butter."
I love butter.
Just
I
those
love
two
butter. I miss
ingredients.
butter. I love Fiona.
Nell, what was the other ingredient we put in? I don't remember.
Eggs.
Egg.
That's one big egg.
Oh no!
One big egg.
We found the biggest one. I don't know what kind of animal it was, but it made all these tiny cakes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I think we need to sit down and talk. I learned a few things about our situation, I guess. Firstly, Hecate. Okay, so Hecate is not the only one that's missing. Only God. I mean, we kind of knew that, but God of Death, gone. God of Death, out of here. God of Demons, he's hanging out. I talked to him. He's under the control of the Goddess of Chaos. Thraxia's boss. So that's all fun. And they're amassing an army. Oh, but now they don't have a leader for the army because that was supposed to be me. So that's good. I'm gonna ramble and it's gonna become intelligible.
Yeah, but I feel like we need to dial this back a little bit, Dawn. Just rewind, take a breath, eat a tiny cake, right? Eat a cake between thoughts. That'll slow you down.
Idea. Choking on my cake.
Oh, and Laris will push a beverage forward.
So, yes, God of Death, gone. Everything in the underworld seems like it's under the control of the Goddess of Chaos. So I think our best way to getting to the bottom of that would be through Thraxia, probably.
About that, we may or may not have completely annihilated Thraxia.
Obliterated her.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh no.
Oh, but
Did you guys
that...
questioned her first?
No,
I
definitely
tried.
not. No,
I tried.
certainly not. But good news, sort of. That giant thing that stole you away from us, is also a servant of the Goddess of Chaos. So we could just...
Oh,
Let's
you
just
just
talk to
want to
that
meet up with
thing.
him again. You just want to meet up with him again.
Just
be
summon
fine,
him
right? We're prepared this
Yeah.
time, maybe?
You know what? That might be our best route. Great. Okay.
Oh, we also found the key of death. Samara's
good.
got that. Nell keeps trying
Anybody
to eat
eaten it yet? Okay.
No.
No, nobody's eaten it.
Nobody's eaten yet, but Nell
I would
wants
like-
to.
No, you don't you already have a key?
Oh, well,
Yes.
I guess technically, but has anyone eaten too?
No. And it's not technically you have a key. You are a key.
Oh yeah. You can't be two.
It's one per person.
At least that's what Avalon said.
Yeah, she's. Yeah, we'll talk to her later about it. Maybe she'll be able to explain it a little better. Also, we found Brat, and then he died, but then he didn't die. Samara rewound time.
Okay. Guess that's not the weirdest thing that's happened in the last week.
It was pretty weird.
Pretty cool, you
I didn't know you could do that though.
I
to
didn't
know.
either.
It was yeah,
to know.
and then we found one more of these crazy ass dagger things. It was stuck inside a Calypsa, and she had lit the forest on fire. But that's another thing that Samara rewound.
Is it out of Calypsa?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's good to know. Oh, well, I guess. Okay. Oh my gosh, Nell! Oh, Mathea was she had a dagger in her soul? In her soul. She said it was her soul. She was being controlled by Thraxia. I forgot to mention that.
The dagger wasn't. Doesn't the dagger
I
have
thought
to
that
be
was weird too.
in?
1 second. Nell, in the past week, you have had 3 Thraxian daggers in your pocket.
Mm.
And you have also had this insatiable magical hunger. What do you think happened in the last week?
Oh no.
Yeah, she's been midnight snacking.
Nibbling on the dagger.
Have I been noticing this at all?
Sharp,
The
are you
past
okay?
week?
Imagine she would just like kind of like, you know how when you're cooking and you're just kind of like chopping up the ingredients and you just like occasionally like pop a bite into your mouth. It's like 5 for the stew, 1 for me, kind of thing.
You just bite the end of the fucking dagger. So
Like a freaking lollipop.
Have you been-
Cane just
Have you been putting bits of dagger into the
Right?
soup?
Please don't say that. Please. Oh
Not
god.
in others.
Okay,
Oh,
just
I'm
just
not-
yours, like a little.
Oh, thank God.
She does
Okay.
have the intelligence that, you know, probably not everyone can eat sharp blades.
Okay.
Samara hasn't noticed this at all?
Nell, if you want to do this on the sly, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Oh no.
She will attempt.
Okay. 14. Go ahead and roll perception if you want to try it too.
I mean, to say my passive perception is 15, so you know.
9. Unfortunately, Nell has managed to keep this a secret from you.
No!
Okay, resume.
You know she's eating something. You just don't know what.
I don't care.
Well, that seems normal though. Nell snacks on stuff all the time. Nothing weird there. Alaris will pull the sparkly rock from Thraxia's thing out, and she's gonna just like slide it over to Adon and be like, "Hey, I found this with Thraxia. I thought you might like it."
I do.
I don't know if it does anything.
I'm gonna completely kind of shut down from conversation for a minute, and
Oh.
I'm gonna try to see if it's magical or not.
Oh,
Okay.
Just completely distracted by the shiny rock.
Adon.
Yeah, you know, I'll do that.
A rock! Where's the mossy rock? Adon does.
Yeah,
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Adon's
Did
got
Adon
a
get
rock.
any of her stuff back?
Okay, so we'll say
Oh no.
you have your goggles. Yep.
Do
You have your
Have
goggles.
Do I have my notebook?
You have your notebook.
Oh, thank gods.
But all of your armor, all of your weapons, your bag of holding, gone.
Oh, my bag of holding! There was so much stuff in there!
Well, you're very lucky that your pocket realm has a bunch of gem flowers.
Yes.
Isn't everybody else's stuff? Some of people's stuff in the bag of
Yep.
holding?
Anybody that
few
puts stuff
things.
in there, it's gone.
Damn, that sucks
Yeah.
for you guys.
Oh yeah, there
Well, I
was
mean,
some
it's
stuff
not
in there.
gone. It's just in the
Yeah.
underworld.
It's in the underworld. We'll get it when I get
That's
Mathea. I'll
pretty
go pick it up
gone.
later. Okay, this is fine. Oh, I had a fancy blue dagger that I lost. Whatever. Oh, the Kraken pods. Ah, or the Kraken pods, whatever that's called. Anyways,
Dawn's like, oh man, the mushrooms.
yeah, literally yes. Oh no, I lost my spiderwort, silverthorn, and hernbane. Thank you. I lost my poison ingredients.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm gonna cast Identify on the shiny rock because I want to know if it's magic.
Okay, so as you... Who's that for?
Samara.
Tomorrow. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. As you investigate this rock, you immediately know this is a stone from the underworld. And as you are investigating it, holding it, maybe even licking it, I don't know what your methods are. Yeah, just
Probably.
yeah.
Licking it.
you get flashbacks. You think of your time in the underworld and how time had stretched on. You were gone for a week, but it definitely felt a lot longer than that. And you get echoes of chills. It was a cold, empty place. And you've escaped, but maybe not entirely. And you kind of get a sense of that as you're touching this. And as you're touching the stone, you get a sense that though the stone is in your hand and occupies physical space, it does have a connection to the underworld.
Is it in any way similar to the small stone, the key that I ate of Katla's?
No, it's completely
Okay.
different. But you, especially with the context of, hey, Thraxia had this, you get the sense, she was trying to use this as like a homing beacon or like a compass kind of thing.
Yeah, I imagine. Alright, I'm gonna keep it with me. I'm gonna not put it in my bag of holding. I guess I'm gonna put it in my freaking pocket. Gotta make a new one.
Pocket rock.
Pocket rock.
Samara! Dungeon Dame, thank you so much for the draw from the deck of many. Samara, tell me when to stop.
Stop. I hope it's something good. I'm gonna be Samara starts taking everything
man,
that's
you picked
non-magical
it.
off of her right now.
I'm actually gonna ask you to redraw because it's gonna be completely irrelevant to this session.
Okay,
Tell me when to stop again.
stop.
Okay, that's better.
Quick sidebar. You mentioned earlier I pulled the rogue card, but I don't know what that is. Is that
Yes, so
anything?
the rogue card. Map. Fancy toys. In the middle.
Oh.
Okay. The rogue card. An NPC secretly begins to work against you. Only wish or divine intervention will give you information.
Okay, cool.
It's
Wonder who that could be.
Probably pretty easy to surmise that this is gonna be Matea.
Yeah.
Matea is very freaking mad that you left her.
I imagine so.
Yeah. Rogue. Okay.
Listen, she was being a little poop head. She deserves
She
it.
was being a poop head.
She
That's
was. No. So, by ingesting little bits of the Thraxian daggers, would you say that you've probably rationed it out or went to town?
I imagine probably she would have been overly hungry at first, so probably ate a lot at the beginning of the week and then kind of made herself kind of pace things out so she wouldn't go after the key.
Okay. I'll say that you've completely eaten one and you've started working on the second one. As you are, as Adon has returned and is getting settled, Fiona comes up to you and says, "No, I have very much appreciated the time that you've given me, and you've made such a lovely home here for me. I want to give you a gift.
if that's okay.
You don't have to. It's very, very thoughtful.
Well, I hope you like it because it means a lot to me.
And she will slide over. Great Canadian guy, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. She will slide over an item to you. You have drawn the key card. Ooh. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The thing's on fire. The key card, a rare or rarer magic weapon appears in your hands. You can do a +2 weapon or a +1 armor. So this is something of your choice. You can definitely figure out what you want, not on the spot, and you can customize it to however you like. However, please keep in mind that this is a gift from an ogre. So if you want, it can be a pot, a large pot turned into armor or something. She hands it to you and says,
I made this all by myself, and I cashed in a few favors with my fae friends, and they've made it magical.
Oh, that's
I
so
love her.
lovely. You should go into business.
Oh, no. Thank you so much, but I quite like it here.
Oh, this could be your base of operations.
Oh,
You could set up a little like storefront and sell magic pots.
oh my. I like this idea. Okay, I will consider it because you so insist.
Fiona's my favorite NPC.
I love her so much.
Would you please make little delectable treats for any of my clients that come in? I would like to
Oh.
give them a little platter.
Of course. We gotta like lure them to the table, so we have a nice aroma of snacks.
Oh, yes.
We're not letting strangers in the moon door. Okay.
Alaris is not in this conversation, and she cannot.
Look, Alaris controls the moon door entrance, okay?
Just where we make them.
It's not the storefront, it's the
Yeah,
Behind
it's
the
not this
scenes.
table. It's a table somewhere else that we're gonna lure
Yeah.
people to.
Samara, as the evening is kind of coming to a close, Finley, the large ruby fish that lives in the lake around your sanctuary here, pops up, and Finley can't talk, but they use bubbles to communicate. Little bubbles start to float in the air, and you know that this is a signifier that Finley wants to talk to you.
What's up, buddy? Do I have anything for this? I'm like, I don't know if tongues would work, but I don't even know if I don't think I have it prepared.
Okay. You just hear like a bloop, 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 bloop. And all of a sudden, Finley regurgitates something. And it rolls out onto one of the lower platforms, and it appears to be a gigantic gem. It is literally the size of Nell. You have drawn the gem card.
Holy crap!
It is a single gem worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Damn.
Hog.
I just imagine it like one of those like strongman, like that huge like cement ball. Just,
Yep,
holy
literally.
shit.
This was just growing inside the giant fish.
I'm just trying to imagine it coming out of the fish. It's like a snake or its jaw unhinges.
Yeah, that's literally what happens.
Samara's just gonna be like stunned. And just like look back and forth. What?
Bloop, 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 bloop.
start like rubbing its side of cheeks.
Fishy cheeks.
Fishy cheeks.
Trying to
little
imagine
cheeks.
how a fish responds to this. The gills flare a bit, and then it runs away.
Cute.
Flop, splash, and back into the
Excellent.
water.
Beautiful.
No, it runs. No, okay.
It runs. Oh God.
Across the water.
Slowly stands up, tiny tail fins, just like boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
Samara's gonna pick this up and she's gonna carry it to everybody else.
Roll me a strength check.
Heck yeah. I
Or
will.
athletics.
Okay, so strength or athletics.
Ooh,
Oh, that's a nat 20. 23. Very nice.
sit over there.
Yeah, so how do you do this? This thing is probably like a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, no big deal, you know. She's literally just gonna like awkwardly squat down and like roll it up so she has it in a comfy position and then just like hobble over to everybody like, look guys, look what I got. Finley made a special delivery. And then I'll just drop it in an open space.
Your fish brought this?
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff happening to me right now.
Such a. What is going
I don't-
on?
I don't know. I'm a little concerned. I feel like something really bad is gonna happen.
That's
because of all
that
this kid
already
stuff.
happened. Okay, that the bad stuff already happened.
Yeah.
We don't need to wish more upon ourselves.
We're owed
I'm
some
saying
good karma, I
specifically
think.
me. I feel like karma's gonna come after me. But until then. Yeah,
What are you gonna do with this?
I have no fucking clue.
Well, I mean, if you wouldn't mind, I could use a small loan. I have lost everything in my possession, aside from
Oh.
my goggles. So,
Did you lose our rock?
Not the rock.
The mossy rock.
Not the rock.
We see
Not
the
the rock.
we see the camera pan back to the underworld green flames and a rock abandoned on the floor.
Tiny little
On the
rock.
floor.
It's fallen out.
No.
I
we
left
had
the rock.
We're all like so visibly upset.
Not the rock.
I,
Not the rock.
I
Has
left
Nell
the
even-
rock.
Has Nell ever seen this rock?
Yes,
Oh,
we
I
tried to
showed her.
make. Yeah, we tried to have
Okay.
Bravo eat it once, or
Yeah.
Avalon.
Yeah, I think I tried to convince her to do it.
Nice.
Well, we gotta go
Uh,
back down there anyways, eventually. So
Do that.
For the
Get
rock.
then. For
Yeah,
the rock.
It's very important.
Not for Matea, just for the rock.
For the rock.
Not to find the missing god of death, but for the little rock.
Our tiny mossy rock that the raccoon found on the ground.
Okay, DM,
Yes.
how much was that gem worth?
1,000. Yep.
Okay, I'll probably just start breaking it into like 100 gold piece chunks so it's easier to.
That's
Carry
very
on.
smart. So Samara will begin on this gem smashing project, and Fiona is more than happy to help you with that. I like to smash things. I see you are smashing. This is my specialty.
So special.
Yes, I would really appreciate your help. Also, I never got to tell you, but you looked really good at the ball before everything, went
Oh.
weird.
Oh my heavens! Oh, you're the only one to comment, and thank you so much.
I'm sure everybody thought you looked lovely.
May I please hug you?
Of course you can.
She just like picks you up off the floor, clearance of like 3 feet off the floor.
I love it.
It's very
I love it.
gentle. You know how like golden retrievers can hold an egg in their mouth and not break it? It's kind of like that somehow. That's the spirit of this hug.
I love that.
And then you get gently put back down.
I'm gonna give. Well, first of all, I'm gonna give everybody in the party 100 gold chunk.
Go ahead and add that to y'all's inventory. I'll make a note for Bravo.
How much left over do I have?
Damn.
Who else is in this moon door with us?
Oh.
You have
man.
Calypsa, Fiona, Grot, who's not conscious, and Katla, who is basically indisposed.
Indisposed.
Yeah. I don't really want to like roleplay it too much. That way we have room for Avalon to react. But basically, little spoiler, Katla will go unconscious. And it seems that, hey, she's missing a heart. You know who else is missing a heart? Grot's missing a heart. So
He's
cradle.
missing a heart?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
A cradle gets made for Katla, and Katla is also indisposed.
Well,
Wait, did we know Grot's heart was missing? I thought we just knew he was like
yeah, I didn't.
Unconscious.
We didn't know that. Well,
Um,
no, we do. I mean, if he's been in the moon door for a
Nell
week,
tried to heal him, so I imagine she would have noticed
Missing
hole
heart.
in a-
okay, it's
Yeah.
possible I forgot to mention, so my bad if I did.
Alright,
But yeah,
plug
he's
that in.
missing a heart.
Oh, that's
Who's stealing heart?
upsetting.
And as the group kind of huddles together and like you're, oh no, Katla's fallen over and is now unable to wake up, and oh no, she's missing her heart. You know who else is missing a heart? Grot's missing a heart. And you're like, oh, and then there was a fire that was supposed to cover up something. You kind of piece everything together, and you remember what Samara had heard to hide burn the evidence.
Yeah.
Someone was trying to hide the fact that Grot's missing a heart.
Are they completely enclosed in the cradles, or can I examine, or are their bodies like there?
As you approach the cradle, Calypso is there basically just constantly looking over them and taking care of them. And occasionally she'll go off into the tree line. She was invited by Alaris to tend the grove here, so she does so. When you approach the cradle, it does open up. It looks like two palms basically holding Grot's 6'2" body.
Very big hands.
Blah. Yes.
I would like to, or I am going to examine like the wound area, and I want to know if this is like what took out his heart. I want to see if I can determine whether it was like a physical blow or if it was some kind of magic that took his heart out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me investigation or medicine.
We'll do investigation.
19. Okay. Yes, there's something definitely magical about it, especially because he is still alive. And as you look over to Katla, who is also conveniently nearby, you see that it seems to be kind of similar.
Well, I don't suppose we can buy a heart with this gold. Guess, I forgot her name. Calypsa.
Yes.
Are these cradles gonna be able to heal them or keep them in a stasis?
It can keep them in a stasis for some time, but I do require maintenance every now and then.
Okay, got it. Is there anything I can do to help? This is not my expertise. I work with metal. But if you need anything, please let me know.
I certainly will. Would you like to know how it works?
I would love to
God.
know how it works.
She will basically begin to teach you druid things. So this will be like a downtime thing that you've unlocked with Calypsa, and it'll open up the possibility, like if you want to pursue druid things, that this is an avenue to do that.
Heck yeah.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to do, basically in the downtime that has apprised of Adon returning before we go to break?
I'm gonna go to town and I'm gonna just buy some replacement weapons for the time being.
Okay,
Probably
yeah.
like a short sword or a dagger or two.
So we will definitely do that after the break.
okay,
We'll
cool.
explore all of that. But is there anything immediately in the moon door anybody wants to do? No? Okay. We will take a quick 5-minute break. please do a stretch, grab a drink, grab a snack, and we will be back soon. So just to do a small little recap of what you missed. You're just joining us now. We had our group of heroes trying to find a Dawn and rescue them and bring them back to the material realm. And as such, they defeated Thraxia, the champion of deceit. And meanwhile, a Dawn in the underworld discovered a few questionable things and then found a way out. And now everyone's reunited. And Adon is missing all of their stuff. So is there anything that anyone would like to do in the Moon Door before y'all head over to possibly Waterdeep? Possibly you can go back to the Unseen City and try to source out materials and equipment from the Fae folk there. You have options.
I'm gonna remake all my tools. So I'm gonna remake my rings, my guidance balm, my mage hand, and all of my other spells.
Okay. As you are doing this, I would say that it would definitely take some time. We'll say that it'll be like 2 or 3 days of hard work to get that put together.
Alrighty. That's fine.
So for the rest of the party, you do know that you have a key in your possession. You have a number of friends living here in the Grove with you now, but you also know that there are a number of other folk that you could call upon. So just as a reminder, the people we've met, we have a lot of NPC friends. A lot of them. And you know where to find most of these people. So the question gets posed to the group. Who will take the death key?
I kind of feel bad feeding a death key to anyone.
Right?
Well, we have Calypso and Fiona right here. If anybody wants to feed them death.
Sounds very interesting.
What do you guys think would happen if we fed one of the dying people a death key?
Can they eat?
I don't know.
Well, I would also hope that they just don't die. That'd be cool.
That would be great. That would be a great thought. But also, does that mean that if we feed the death key to a living person, they're gonna die?
No,
Like
what do you
else?
think? Can you
don't
tell
know.
if somebody would die eating this?
Doesn't Grot already have a key?
Not to our knowledge.
Or Calypso?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Avalon was saying something. She had a vision, or the frog told her something. I don't
The
remember
frog.
exactly what it was.
That weird little frog. He's cute.
Yeah.
I don't think Calypso has a key yet, right?
You weren't there.
No, it was
Oh,
at the
no, I
ball
wasn't
that
there.
we
I
were
know.
told all of this.
Oh,
She was too busy thinking about her own thing.
It's true. She had to go circle around a tree or something.
I would say Avalon. I really don't like playing other people's characters, but I think Avalon would be helpful in this situation. As the Guardian of Keys, she does have the ability to like wave her hand in front of someone and it shows their key. And she basically waves her hand in front of Grot, and you can see that there's basically a shadow of a key. There used to be a key. There isn't anymore.
That
The
seemed to be
hearts.
where his heart would have been too.
the hearts. Okay. Well, everybody keep a good hold on your heart, because they seem to be going down the list here.
Okay, well that also clears things up. We cannot give a key to a heartless person, most likely.
Oh, then how'd Samara get one?
Oh, rude.
Oh,
Samara,
did I do good with the humor?
No, I'll
Samara
give her a
has a
little
heart
fist
for
bump.
Keela.
No, I'll give her a fist bump. That was good.
Oh,
She's learning.
I'm learning.
oh, Samara.
What's up?
Why don't we give the key to Keela?
Tequila?
Yeah.
You see Fiona's head pop out from the kitchen in the moon door.
Did someone say Keela? Keela is my best friend.
I feel like out of anybody, Keela would have the strength to carry the death key.
Who's Keela?
She's the girl with the fancy bow that you saw at the ball, the bow made of stars
Starlight.
and stuff.
You guys know her that well?
Well, Samara might soon.
Oh.
I don't know what that means, but if you guys trust her,
Yeah.
it would put her in considerable danger. I mean, it might make more sense to give it to someone we can keep our eye on, and I'll make eyes at Fiona.
Well, she's a champion of Artemis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we could trust her.
Okay. Let's do it.
You know, she's pretty cool and very cute.
Well, it would give us a pretty good excuse to go hang out with her more frequently.
You know what, Alaris?
Or you could just ask
I don't
her
do
to
this
dinner.
with you and you know who.
Well, she's living with us!
No, now she is. She wasn't before.
I did it for myself, thank you. Look, I had the balls to invite her to come live in my grotto. You have not done
This
anything.
isn't my house. It's not my realm. This is yours.
All you do is, oh, Keela.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch her in
I
the
don't
shoulder.
really know what's going on here, but maybe we should just go talk to Keela.
I'm just gonna give her a little punch in the shoulder. Like, stop it.
Whatever, you have the death key on you. You get to make the choice. You've got it in your pocket.
I will feed you to Finley.
Well, maybe I'll turn it into a gem worth 1,000 gold.
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
Upgrades.
And I'll fist bump Samara.
I think Alaris will, like gently backhand.
I love this. I love our dynamic.
Missed you, Adon. Sort of.
Oh,
I was just sitting there watching.
It's just like,
the three of you are just like going back and forth, and Nell is just like, I'll have the key. I'll eat it.
I'll eat it.
And we're like, no.
No, why do you want to eat this key so much?
it just seems like it wants to be eaten.
Well, I mean, that's kind of
anything
how we
want to
felt
be
about the
eaten?
other things.
But we don't feel about that way with all keys.
That's true.
What in particular? I can't put my finger on it, but I just really want to eat it.
Is this the only thing you really want to eat?
No.
I think Nell really wants to eat everything, right?
Well, I do enjoy food. I like to cook.
Nell, the pull is a little different. It's definitely a little stronger with the key.
I may have nibbled on other things lately, but this one's
Wait. No. Circle back.
Yeah, what are you nibbling on now?
What'd you nibble on?
I'll check my pockets.
You don't have anything in them.
Yeah, still.
just things I've collected.
What things?
The danger noodle daggers.
Oh, you mean the daggers that control people's minds?
We had some of those still?
You ate them?
No, we found
I
them.
really could have used.
She just said she ate them.
I have one. I'll trade you 1.5 for a key.
No, you know what you did, right?
Wait, the evidence! You ate a clue!
He what? Sorry.
Listen, I'm only slightly mad at you because, you know, it's probably some weird effect going on with you. I can only be upset so much. But regardless, I'm more worried about what is going to happen to you.
Did she change colors?
Do you feel different?
No, she
Do
looks
you
normal.
Feel any different?
You feel less hungrier.
They were satisfying.
Oh. Okay.
You have the urge to do anything?
You hear any voices that sound like Thraxia? Anything like that?
No, but it kind of started way after she died.
What?
Well, if nothing bad has happened,
Well,
let's not dig into it.
I enjoyed, trying out magical items and usually they're organic. Except with like the discs, I suppose.
And the cursed daggers.
Well,
So the cursed bracelets and the cursed daggers.
well, those were like more curiosity than hungry.
Well, if you've quelled your curiosity, would you mind if I held on to the last dagger? Is that okay?
Probably for the best. It's
Thank you.
It's in the pantry at the back behind the honey.
Do I believe her?
Thanks.
Nell, are you being deceptive? No. Okay. Yeah, you believe her.
I mean, that's a clever place to hide it. I'd never looked there for a dagger.
For a tech. Behind the honey in the pantry. Just chilling.
Oh, I need some honey for my tea. Oh, there's a dagger in here. What's that doing here?
Convenient.
Huh.
Specialty cuisines, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess over the last, couple years of eating magical things, I've grown used to eating them. I haven't really investigated the full magic effect, but maybe it's cumulative in some way. But I don't.
Ooh, you think so?
Can I at least hold the key?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Can you
we
put
should...
it in my hand while you're still holding it?
No.
I don't
love
think
you.
so.
I don't think it's a good idea. I'll
If
give you a hug.
want some other magic items to nibble on, I can provide you with some if that's what you need.
Might be prudent.
Yeah, how about we do that?
I'll give Nell a hug, but I have the key in my hand and I'm holding it up.
It's so
I'll give
high.
her a one arm.
No.
Oh.
I gotta take precautions where I can.
No, I don't think it's for the best that you eat that key. Okay, so Keela, let's just go find Keela. Let's get this thing out of our possession as soon as possible.
Okay. So you know that you can find Keela back at the Unseen Village.
I'd probably like to get supplies there as well.
Okay. So y'all pop out of the moon door and you make your way to Caslin Woods in search of the Fae Village. Okay. Some time passes as you make your journey there, and eventually you find the crystalline trees in which you must pass. And as you step through, the world around you shimmers, oscillating with translucent colors, iridescent and bright. And you emerge on the other side in another realm as you cross over into the Feywild. And there, you find that the village is still intact. It is in high spirit. I suspect that some of you find it a little jarring, especially because you had seen the village in disrepair, scorched and burned when, in the previous timeline, Calypsa had completely ravaged it. It's totally fine, unmarred now, but there's something about the way as you walk through here that there's a faint smell of charcoal on the air. It's definitely more of a memory than actual presence of it. No one else seems to be alarmed. But there's something in the back of your mind of how easy it was for whoever struck Calypsa with this Thraxian blade and began the series of events that led to its catastrophe. It was just one person. Maybe that person is still here. But no one seems to be worried. No one seems to be thinking of these things. As you make your way through, you find a few familiar faces. Celeste, the pixie that had helped you with your wardrobe, spots you, and you can see that she has in tow a pair of giant groundhogs that are dragging a sled full of materials. And she says,
Hello, welcome. Oh, how is it going?
Good.
It's going great. What are you doing?
Raven, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hope you're having a great day. Celeste says,
Oh, you know, just the thriving business of beautiful apparel.
Celeste, one of our lovely gowns that you helped us with at the ball, disintegrated?
no refunds.
Oh, okay, no, I wasn't looking for
Can we just get
a
a new one?
refund. Yeah.
Oh, of course. I can certainly do that.
It's for Nell. We want a remake of her dress.
Oh, of course. There is a bit of a backlog. You see, your designs were all the rave after the ball, and I've had to make a couple of copies. I hope you don't mind. I know, that might infringe on a few intellectual property issues, but you know what? Everyone looks fantastic. I can get one made for you, no sweat. Yeah, I'll even do it for free. We'll consider it even.
That's very generous of you. Thank you.
Yes. What brings you back to town?
Well, we're here for supplies, but also, have you seen Keela?
Oh, I've seen Kira recently. I believe that she must be somewhere around here.
Wonderful.
Probably.
Samara has something she wants to say to her.
Oh, well, you can probably find her at the temple. She has been doing a lot of business with Petra, the guardian of the forest.
Yes, we are well acquainted with Petra.
Excellent. Well, if you need any fine apparel, look nowhere else other than Celeste.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Celeste.
As we're on our way to the temple, I want to keep a really keen eye out for any weird shifting, like in the distance or anything.
Ooh, okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception. Where did it go?
Okay. That's an 8. Sounds good.
I'm a little nervous, a little distracted.
Yeah.
Nervous to go see Keela.
My hands are sweating a little bit.
Just wiping them on your pants.
Just like, yeah.
All right. Yes. So does the entire party want to go to the temple, or do you want to split up? Go buy supplies at the same time?
Nell would be keen on finding magical ingredients.
Same.
Okay.
I think Alaris will go with Samara. Should we have did we pass where Grot's cradle used to be?
Yeah, you can see that a family of otters have moved in. They stand upright, and they are wearing tiny vests.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, Alaris was gonna go be sad over there, but now, there's cute, adorable otters and vests.
As you behold where you had seen life pass through death had taken root here, you see the circle of life continues regardless of what you want.
That's amazing. Tiny vests. Oh my god.
While we're there, I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry for, like, reversing your trauma.
Well, I mean, it's definitely better that it was reversed than it had continued on that path, but...
I know, but it's like, it probably gave you, like, whiplash.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
It also... I don't know what happened, but when I took his ring? Yeah, it's not a ring anymore.
What is it?
Well, it's kind of weird. I think, honestly, I must have, manifested some sort of energy there. I couldn't imagine never seeing Grodd again. It was too painful to imagine, and I ended up with a mirror in my hand, like a little, like, hand mirror. And I can see things in it, past things. Memories, sort of. And I've used it a couple times to kind of look back on, memories of Grodd.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it kind of, made me feel like he was here. But it's not a ring anymore.
I mean, it's better than Nell's situation. A lot of weird things have been happening. I reversed an event. Yeah. I reversed time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of weird stuff.
It's been insane. Okay. I'm having a hard time trying to keep up with all this stuff going on.
It's been a lot. The otters are making me feel a little better, though.
Yeah, so. That's why I figured this was a good time to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like therapy otters.
I kind of want to go pet one. Would that be weird? I feel like they're maybe tiny people, though, because they have vests on. So okay. I don't know if they would be offended if I tried to pet one.
You look through, like, one of, like, there's, like, a little window hole in this trunk that's been hollowed out and turned into a home, and you can see that, like, one of the adult otters is currently making bread.
I don't think they would.
Biscuits?
Yes.
Oh. I don't think these fine folk would enjoy head pats from giants.
I mean, we haven't asked.
We could go ask, I guess. But I feel a little odd being a stranger to the oddters.
Good one.
Hey! Yeah, maybe not the first thing to say to somebody is, hey, can I pet your noggin?
Oh no, it sounds pretty good to me.
I'll just pet yours instead, and she'll just pat up Samara's head and be like, all right, let's go find Keela, and let's go talk to her about a key.
Okay.
So Alaris and Samara head back out of the portal to go to the temple, because the temple is not in the unseen city. And Nell and Adon get to do some shopping.
Yeah!
Okay, we will montage this a little bit, but you can definitely roleplay as much as you like. So Adon begins to look for some things, Nell begins to look for some things. What in general do you want to look for?
I'm looking for alchemy ingredients, so I'm looking for like herbs and whatnot, and then I'm also looking for weapons and armor.
Okay. You enter what appears to be a hollowed out rock. It is quite cramped. You have to kind of duck down a little bit. Nell, you have no problem navigating the interior of this little makeshift building. And as the two of you are together, you can see that there are a number of hangars that have been put up. And you see that there are some cloaks. And there are some leather armors that are visible. And neither of you have to make a roll for this. You can tell this entire place radiates with magic.
Oh, I don't know if I have enough to shop in this store. I'll try to see who's working there. Or is there anyone like behind the counter?
Yeah, as you approach, you see that there is a satyr, and they come up over the counter and say, "Hello, welcome to my shop. Good day to you."
Hi, good afternoon. I'm wondering, I'm looking to procure some leather armor. Can you tell me the properties of this armor and about how much it would go for?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I am very happy to do so. You're not from around here, are you?
No.
I
I'm far away from home.
suspected as such. So, listen, things work a little differently around here. You might be, I suspect you've got coin on the mind. We don't
Yes.
have any interesting coin here.
Oh, good, because I don't have a lot of that. Well, how does it? How does it
You,
work?
we do some bartering. And
Okay.
I would like to barter with you.
And this satyr begins to walk small circles around you, kind of investigating you, looking you up and down.
Well, I recently had everything stolen from me, so I don't have much to work with. But
Oh no, expand your mind a little bit. That is a little narrow of an opinion. You have much more to barter than just your belongings. You say, I am what you would call a memory wizard.
Oh.
I would like to purchase one memory from you, and I will give you any one item from my shop.
Does it have to be my own memory?
Yes. You will not recall it once it is taken.
Do I get to pick which one?
Yes, of course. We're not barbaric here.
Thank you for that. Well, yeah, okay. Works for me. Lived a long life. Oh, you know what I would love to forget?
How often do you get to say that?
Yeah. I am going to choose to forget the way Matheo was so angry at me when I left her in the underworld.
Perfect. So he advises you to sit down in a little chair and puts what looks like kind of like a bucket on your head. It is made out of seashells, and they say, "Think very, very hard about the memory you would like to." Perfect. There we go. You hear a little boop, and the shell begins to glow. They pull it off, and you don't remember what it is that you just surrendered.
Well, why don't you have a look around the shop? Anything of your desire.
So basically, within reason, the shop will have +1 armor of most types. Probably not like the heavy plate kind of stuff. I don't imagine they lean too far into that. But anything of like natural materials. They also have a number of cloaks. They also have boots of elven kind.
Dope.
Yeah, so go ahead and have a perusal at magic items, and we will decide that in a little bit. Meanwhile, and I'll say that Adon goes with you, Nell, so you don't have to be alone. What does Nell want to look for?
I guess whatever her hunger beacon directs her towards first.
Ooh, okay. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. Let's see how bad the munchies are. 5. Oh my gosh. Okay, while you're in the shop with Adon, you're just being bombarded with magical essence in all directions. And you absolutely want to eat something from here. You swear you can smell different food-like odors coming from different things. Like this set of gloves smells like cotton candy. This other thing, it's a belt, smells like pistachios.
Yeah, her eyes are like she's like a kid in a candy store. So you need to take a memory?
Yes. Oh, would you like to purchase something as well?
Yes.
Okay. And they gesture to the seat.
Oh, memory. The memory of me burning a pie in my grandmother's onion oven, and it smelled like onions and fish for months, and she was not happy. Just forget about. Just take that one.
Yes. And then bloop, the helmet goes on. It whirs and a little bit like boop, 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 and then the memory's gone. What pie? What onion? You don't know.
That's dope.
Can I have that baked potato cloak?
Yes. A 5E cloaks. Come on, Google. Cloak. Oh, Cloak of the Bat. What an excellent choice. Here you go. Would you like me to wrap it up for you?
Yeah, okay, sure.
They are an absolute expert. Hands blindingly fast as they fold it completely neat, crisp. All the edges are perfectly flat. And they bundle it up in this gossamer fabric. You can't exactly tell what it's made out of. It almost seems like plant fiber, but it's kind of translucent. It's very lace-like. And they top it off with a bit of string, do a nice little bow, and hand it to you.
Oh, that's so lovely. Little present. Very delicious present.
Yes, delicious.
Can I do it? Can you take another one? I happen to need a weapon as well. Or
Oh, unfortunately, I don't have any weapons here. You will find apparel and armor.
oh, got it. Well, I mean, I have a lot of memories and I don't have a cloak. Are you interested in another one?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, the more emotional it is, the more satisfying it is to collect.
Well, the last one was a... Oh, wait, I don't remember the last one. Never mind. All right, something emotional. Well, shoot, I'm not emotional very often. I guess... I can't think of anything. Let's just go with this one, and then I'll give him the memory of like a vision I had of like someone going fishing or something stupid like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What fish? What person? Bloop, it's
Dead.
gone.
It's out of there, thank goodness. Taking up valuable brain space.
Oh man. No, this is not gonna backfire whatsoever. Don't worry about it. Was there a specific cloak that you were thinking about?
I'm gonna have to find that out.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, don't have to worry about it right now. Yeah, so it gets bundled up for you, passed over, and the two of you continue down the row of shops. We'll pan the camera over to Alaris and Samara. The two of you have approached the Temple of the Forest, and you find Petra outside with Keela. The two of them appear to be working very hard in restoring the temple. It had certainly fallen into disrepair while the dragon was in reign. And Fiona had done a lot of the structural stuff, but Keela and Petra are now applying some of the more finer details. They are both painting. It is a hot spring morning.
Glistening. Are they sitting?
Yeah. You know exactly where I'm going with this. Gosh.
Girl.
They are glistening with sweat.
Mmm.
Their hair is tied back.
Alaris is just gonna like push Samara a little bit.
Hi, guys.
Keela turns to look at you first. You almost get the sense that she had heard you before you spoke and maybe sensed you. Why are you laughing?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And she looks to you and she lowers the paintbrush. You can see that on her face there's a smear of paint. It seems to have gotten pretty much everywhere. She is a bit of a mess now, but she smiles warmly and she makes her way towards you. Hello, welcome. It is an absolute pleasure to see you. She does not wiggle her eyebrows at you. That's just me.
It's good to see you too, Keela. Would you mind if we talk to you really quick?
Oh my god, your web captioner for a split second said cutie pie?
Oh. It totally said cutie pie.
Okay. Yes, of course. At your leisure. No rush. Would you like something to drink? It is quite warm this morning.
Yeah, sure.
Alaris, hello, welcome. Please.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Kind of forgot you were here.
It's okay.
And she says, Petra, I think I'll take a bit of a break and entertain our guests. Petra smiles and says, very well. Hello. And continues working. You are guided inside the temple. It is completely different now. You see that there are a number of ogres at work. You see that there are also a number of kobolds here as well. They seem to be reformed and not up to any mischief. You are guided into a quiet, cozy room. And there are a number of benches set up, but they seem to be blanketed in flowers. There is not an inch of this room that isn't covered with some sort of greenery, moss. The air in here is exceptionally sweet. And there is an open ceiling and the morning sunlight is filtering through. You see that there is a basin at the very middle of the room. It's kind of like the benches are encircling this basin. And you see that the basin is a fountain. She gestures you to sit. Please partake. And hands you tiny little bowls.
Oh.
It tastes like tea, like hyacinths. And it's very refreshing. What can I help you with?
I'm gonna like lean over to Alaris and be like, have we told her about us yet? I can't really remember.
Everything but the moon door.
Okay, so the whole situation with the keys, so we have the death key now. And we wanted to give it to her, right?
Yeah, but maybe be a little less just...
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm a little blunt to the point right now.
Some would say that that is very direct, and that is not necessarily a bad thing. Straight to the point. Like an arrow.
Well, the thing is we wanted you to take it because we trust you, being a champion of Artemis. And we don't have a whole lot of people that we can trust right now.
It would be an honor to serve you.
I mean, you don't gotta say it like that.
Why not? I mean it.
Are you trying to make me flustered?
Are you flustered?
Alaris is just sipping her bowl.
Samara really does not care that Alaris is here at the moment. I'm very flustered.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable.
Oh? She's also not looking at Alaris at all.
I think I'm gonna go help Petra paint. She's gonna leave.
Okay.
I don't even pay attention to that. I don't even notice that she's gone.
After Alaris leaves, she kind of scoots on the bench closer to you, and she leans forward and says, I appreciate that you trust me, and I hope you know that I will never do anything to betray that. It is sacred to me, an oath of friendship, of trust. I swear on Artemis that I will assist you and your companions to the best of my ability.
Can you pinky promise?
I do not understand this custom, but yes, if it will give you comfort.
Yeah, see what you do? Yeah, you just wrap your pinky around mine. Yeah, that's it.
And as she wraps her pinky around yours, it just kind of hovers there a moment. She doesn't let go right away.
So I'm just seeing Attention Dame is just like...
And she says, so you mentioned something about a death key? I'm so sorry. It's very ominous sounding. Is it as ominous as it sounds? Because I am not afraid, but I am very curious.
It's okay if you are afraid.
There are a few things that frighten me anymore.
But basically, you know about Thraxia, don't you?
Yes.
So we defeated her, and she was holding the death key.
I see. You must be very powerful to have defeated her. And she's still holding your pinky.
That's fine. I'm just gonna break the pinky promise, but then I'm gonna hold her hand in between mine. It's just, you know, obviously we have the key, but we don't know if it's just a key or if something will happen, because most people that are keys we have consumed. Yeah, I mean, I doubt you'll do anything to take away our trust in you or anything, so we think that you are the perfect fit. And I know it sounds, I mean, it's a death key, and it does not sound very inviting. But yeah, we would just really appreciate it if you could help us.
Of course. I am not afraid. And it is very important that you find your goddess. And maybe this will lead to being able to return home.
Yeah, we're like halfway there.
And she pulls off what appears to be a small bar. It's about 8 inches long, and she holds it out in between the two of you. She leans back, and the way that she squeezes it, you see starlight kind of erupt out on both sides, and it forms her bow. And then she releases the hold, and it collapses again. She says, "This is the bow of Artemis. As you put your trust in me, I will put my trust in you. Hold this. I would very much hope to get it back, of course, but I get the sense that you're afraid something awful might happen. And if I somehow lose sense of myself, I will be much less of a threat without this. Does this bring you comfort?"
I'm more worried about my friends than I am about myself. I've already almost lost them once. I don't want to do that again.
And she gently lifts up her hand and cups the side of your face and says, "I will do everything in my power to prevent that from happening."
I'm very obviously leaning into it.
And she hands you the bow of Artemis.
It's a pretty cool bow, not gonna lie.
She holds out her hand and holds it expectantly. Do you give her the key?
Yeah.
Okay. You put the key in her hand, and your hand is still kind of icy. It's hard to shake that feeling. It's pretty warm in the room. The sun's beating down. It's nice and cozy. Little beads of sweat are perspiring on your head. Maybe for different reasons, but your hand is cold, even when it's left you. And she holds it and says, "What exactly do I do with this? Do you want me to do it now?"
One sec. I'm just gonna yell as loud as I can for Alaris.
Okay, so the camera cuts over to Alaris. Alaris, you have gone outside. You see Petra painting. She's doing a little mural. It appears to be a rainbow made out of flowers.
Pretty.
It's gorgeous. As you were helping, okay. Would you say, okay, what kind of painter is Alaris? Is Alaris chaotic, precise, slow and steady? Just literally like swoosh, swoosh, like a sword?
No, I think Alaris paints like she studies the people she wants to change into. So she's very precise and methodical about it, and she probably studied a lot of what Petra was doing to try and mimic her style to keep one similar flow on the painting.
Okay. Petra does give you permission to paint whatever you want. She is currently doing like a rainbow of flowers. What would you like to paint?
I think she would paint the lake from the moon door.
Ooh, okay. As you are doing this, what kind of emotion is Alaris feeling?
Calm. She hasn't felt calm in a while with all the stress that's going on with Grot, and this just brings her some peace and some clarity on everything that's going on.
You feel yourself unburdening as you're doing this. You are putting a bit of your soul to paper or to canvas here, and you find some relief. You find some of that centering, balancing coming into you. And you realize as you finish that Petra had stopped some time ago, and she's just watching you paint. And as your attention goes to her, she says, "That is beautiful. Is this a place that's fond to you?"
It's home.
She smiles warmly. "It is important to have a home."
I'm glad we could help you retain this.
Thank you so much. I am in forever your debt. It means more to me and everyone that lives here that we were able to reclaim the temple. Lives have been changed.
Alaris knows that that's what she's talking about, but Alaris is thinking about the fire.
This Petra doesn't know about the fire, hasn't seen it, and she looks at the painting and says, I hope one day everyone that lives here can feel the same as you do. A place that is safe, a place that is theirs.
I hope so too.
And then here,
Hilarious!
Damn it, Samara! I'll be right back, Petra. Thank you for allowing me to work with you.
of course. Thank you.
She'll trot off to Samara, and she's gonna, like, peek around the door.
There's no sock on the door. Come in.
Well, I just want to be sure.
I appreciate it. Do we want her to eat it now? Later?
Oh.
Somewhere specific?
Maybe let's not. So you remember what happened to us when we ate the keys?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe let's not eat it in the newly reformed temple that we just fixed.
That is
Dang.
a good idea.
The players found my trap.
Yeah, no, maybe outside where there's room. 'Cause I don't mean this to be a very like a rude or personal question for you, Keela, but when you're not in the mortal realm,
Yes?
what do you look like?
Oh, it has been a long time since I've been in my primordial form, but I suppose the easiest way to describe it is hot like a star.
Yeah, let's not do that inside.
Should
Okay.
we go somewhere? I'm like trying to insinuate Alaris that should we do it in the moon, like the moon door, without actually saying it in front of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would probably be good. But I can only open it once a day, so we better go get Dawn and Nell first. Otherwise, they're gonna be stuck here.
Okay. Damn, that sucks.
Sucks for them.
Bye-bye. Okay, the camera pans back over to Nell and Dawn. Sorry. Yes. The two of you have finished at the clothier. Is there anything else that you want to get at the Fae Village?
Yeah, I'm gonna find a weapons shop.
Okay. You find what appears to be a barracks. You don't find that there are any weapon shops that are quite visible, just up front. You find that there appears to be a few soldiers here training. A lot of them are fairies.
Excuse me, I'm gonna try to find one that doesn't look too busy.
Okay. You find one with pink hair. He is very stout and appears to have a very strong build, despite being so very small. And they fly over to you, and you can see that there is an assortment of weapons adhered to their belt. And he says, "Hello, how can I help you? Are you here to sign up for the militia?"
No, I'm not. Sorry to take some of your time. I just had a quick question. I was wondering where you get your weapons from, where I could procure like a short sword or a dagger or something like that.
He pulls a blade off his belt, and you can tell for someone of his size, it's definitely meant to be a short sword, but it's like a toothpick to you.
Cute.
He says, "I don't think you're gonna find what you're looking for here in the Unseen City.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We make our own arms. If you like, we can commission something for you, but it isn't something we can give you right away."
That makes sense. No, it's all right. I imagine I'll be making a trip to Waterdeep again soon. So, well, thank you for your help.
Absolutely.
That's a nice weapon you have there.
Swing, swing. Kind of does like a little flourish. It's not very threatening, but the way that it shines, like you can tell it would really cut and it would really sting and hurt.
A million little paper cuts. Oh, thank you. I guess head back and try to find Alaris.
Okay. Nell, is there anything else you'd like to grab?
No, she's got her face stuck in the packaging of the cloak.
Are you
Yeah, it
eating
smells
that?
like baked potato. You just have it right up in your face.
Nell, are you eating all that right now?
And I just had a bite. Or 5.
Does it taste like a cloak or does it taste like how does it taste? How are you eating that?
With sour cream. and Chives.
Can I try?
Sure.
Yes, Adon will try to take a bite out of the cloak.
Okay, hold on. Cloak of the Bat.
Yeah, what's that made out of?
While wearing this cloak,
Bat.
you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks. In an area of dim light or darkness, you can grip the edges of the cloak with both hands and use it to fly at a speed of 40 feet.
That's so cool.
If you ever fail to grip the edges while flying this way, you lose the flying speed. When you use it in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to cast Polymorph on yourself, transforming into a bat.
That's so cool.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's very leathery.
Like turkey.
So, it's like having animal skin in your mouth. It is, you can't eat this, Adon.
This doesn't taste like potatoes now. How do you eat this stuff?
Well,
And you swallowed it and everything. Chewed up, swallowed the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, is that bad?
I think so. For me, it would be. You know what?
It's
Let me feed you some other magic items when we get back to the moon door. I want to see something.
okay.
The experiment begins.
Because
Yep.
eating daggers is not worse than eating a cloak. Like,
This is the first time I've seen her do it so close.
I just imagine now.
I wasn't there
wearing
for any of the bracelets.
True. I imagine her just like wearing the cloak while she's walking around and just like.
Like a fruit by the foot.
As Alaris, Keela, and Samara are walking out, I'm assuming, since it's a room full of flowers, I'm just gonna pluck a Stargazer lily and tuck it into Keela's hair,
Okay.
and I'm gonna offer her my arm.
Okay. She takes it, and you see her gently patting it, making sure it's nice and secure. Thank you. How very sweet of you.
I thought it was pretty fitting, you know?
Yes.
This is the exact smile Alaris has on right now. Just,
And as the three of you make your way towards the crystalline arch, Nell and Adon appear. So the party's back together.
hey.
Ready?
Yes, let's head home.
Did she eat it?
No, she just has it. You remember what happened to us when we ate them, right?
Yes, I do remember what happened.
Yeah, we figured probably this wasn't the best place for it.
Why?
Well,
Ah.
she's also a
No, yeah,
champion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
As
Good
they're
call.
like
Good call.
talking about this, I'm explaining to Keela where we're going.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And
I'm just
doors
like,
open.
The door opens and you push it open and the group steps through and you enter into your pocket realm. Okay. On the other side, Keela seems a bit disoriented, kind of like how you were the very first time that you crossed over. She is amazed by the sheer size of the moon door, both in the dimension and the actual moon door before you as it towers 60, 70 feet, the light of which illuminates the majority of this realm. And you all gather around in the middle. You see that Calypsa is busy tending to both Grot and Katla, and Fiona seems to be cooking something in the kitchen. It smells burnt.
Seems right.
Any cakes?
Well,
What? Something's burning.
it might just be my shop. I don't know.
Your shop's just on fire.
You're like, yeah, it might
Some
just
random
be
little
that.
booms. I mean, I'm sure I left some sort of explosive material in there while I was gone. Adon accidentally invents a gun.
Oh my god.
That's so chaotic.
Give Adon a gun, dude.
No,
Anyways.
definitely scurries over. Is everything okay? Are you okay? You're not burnt or anything? Are you?
Surprise! And Fiona swings out of the kitchen and has a large hunk of meat. It kind of flops it down on the table in front of you.
I went hunting.
Oh.
Did you know there are animals that live beyond the tree line?
Wait, like in the moon door?
Huh.
There is a whole forest all around us.
Oh.
Haven't even tried
I
to
never looked
Well,
that
that's
direction
it.
No,
before.
this is the only area we live in.
I'm gonna give Keela some time to get used to it, but I'm gonna lead her over and try to introduce her to Finley.
Okay. So the edge of the training grounds kind of comes down in tiers. They appear to be oversized mushrooms that serve as stairs. And they literally lead down about 100 feet into the lake. And Finley comes up this horse-sized ruby fish. And it goes like bloop, bloop, bloop. Little bubbles manifest. Shiny and iridescent, magical, just floating up in the air. Keela cants her head and says, "Is this your companion?"
Yeah, he just kind of became my friend. Was just taking a little swim, he joined me. He also gave me a huge gem, which is kind of weird.
Oh. I have some companions of my own. They are spirit hounds.
Really? That's pretty cool. I have a little fairy dragon. I'm assuming Blueberry's just been invisible this whole time and he kind of just poofs up on my shoulder.
Yeah. Poof, little bit of smoke.
This is Blueberry.
Oh, hello, little thing. And she sticks a little finger out to boop it on the nose, and Blueberry bites. She takes 1 point of piercing damage. Oh, feisty little thing, aren't you?
Yeah, he kind of just adopted me from the wild, so
Ah, yes.
yeah. It's all been a whirlwind.
You know, they say that when two kindred spirits come together like that, it is because they are very similar in nature. Are you a feisty little thing? I'm sorry, you chose the super confident, super hot champion as your NPC romance crush.
No, I love it. I love it. I have no regrets at all. Samara starts blushing. She's not used to people being so outright with her. Yeah, I would say we're pretty similar. Keela, you make me nervous. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't get nervous a lot.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to make you nervous. I want to
It's
make
not
you
a bad
comfortable.
nervous. You do.
That is good.
It's a good nervous.
That makes me happy. And I think that the two of you kind of have a moment before she eats the death key, right? Like, you kind of do a little bonding. And Nell, you manage to kind of salvage this hunk of meat. You taste it. It is not anything you've ever tasted before. It seems to be a new type of meat. It is very sweet.
Go with like a sweet and sour dish for this. I think this would.
Shall I describe to you the creature that I found?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I want you to picture a very large cat. But it's not a cat. It is a lizard.
Fascinating.
Just take a lizard face and put it on a cat body. Very furry. It looked like he was wearing a coat. It took me a very long time to get the pelt off.
I'm sorry I said cat. Your cat appeared and my brain said cat. I don't mean to insinuate you're eating a cat. We are eating a lizard.
So it's a lizard. It's a furry lizard.
Yes.
I don't think that it has ever been discovered before. What do you want to name it?
Without even seeing it.
Fiona likes sharing, okay?
She's so cute.
It's a little bit wiggly.
Oh, I can help with that.
It just picks up the hawk and just like slams it on the table a few times. Not insinuating you should do that to your cat.
This is how you deal with a wiggly thing.
No. No. I'm taking it back. Fiona just like pets the hawk and says, "Please stop moving." Okay, the scene's over. Sorry.
Alaris is just like holding Quickfoot, like,
Oh god.
Oh no. Oh no. It's a bad scene.
Samara's kind of chuckling.
Oh my gosh.
Mara's over on the lake.
I mean, I'm assuming we're probably back by now.
As soon as you guys show up, time for the key, time for the death key.
Oh yes.
All right, all of you gather. Fiona's gonna watch too. Fiona is coming down here. Boop. The group of you gather around Keela, who's totally here. And she holds the key and says, "My, it is quite cold, isn't it? Well, suppose this is it. Hope the death key doesn't live up to its name."
I hope so too. That would really suck.
Samara, if anything happens to me, I just want you to know I'm really glad that I met you.
I'm gonna give her a kiss on the cheek.
And she will catch your chin and kiss you on the lips. And she'll let go. It's a very quick one.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then she says, "Bottoms up." And she eats the death key. And that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Oh my god. Ah!
You're just gonna tease you like that.
Oh my god.
I got a kiss.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here tonight. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Unbound. We're going to go around real quick and tell you who we are, what we're up to, and where you can find us. And we will start with EJ.
Hi, I'm EJ. You can find me here and Twitter. On Twitter, I'm at emeanly. And my favorite part of shoot, I don't know what my favorite part was. Oh, you know what I do? My favorite part was when I popped back into the moon door and I had to have the conversation with Nell. That was really awful and fun to play, though. Awful for my character, it was fun for me.
I was like, I'm sending a Dawn to the underworld. I have to have something awful happen.
Yeah.
You have to make this difficult decision.
Hey, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. You know, don't
Well,
worry.
you remember the decision, just
Don't
not the...
worry about it. It's
repercussions.
gonna be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank you so much. Next we have Dungeon Dame.
Well, that's me. Hi, guys. I am Dungeoning. You can find me here over in Stella's Discord, and very shortly, as of Sunday, I will also be joining another D&D group that is going to be playing every other week at 6 p.m. Eastern over at Mid-Level Crisis. And yeah, Twitter and Instagram, that sort of stuff, I'm there too. My favorite part, and I'm going to say parts this time because it was just the whole interaction with Samara and Keela. Those are just, chef's kiss. Oh, good.
Oh my god, wait until the next episode.
Oh God. We already kissed. We've only talked like 3 times.
I love it.
Next we have Bravo, who is not here today. We very much wish that Bravo feels better and will be able to join us next week. Please check out the Monty Hall. That is where you can find Bravo and Nick Kibbles. They do some really awesome stuff over there. And also you can find Bravo at Twitter with 5 R's, BRRRRRAVO. Yes, we love her. Next we have Giggly.
Hi guys, I'm Giggly. You can find me here on Twitch at GigglyDendroLagus or on Twitter at GigglyDendro. Yeah, I stream on here. We streamed Maneater, and holy crap, was that fun! So I get to play as a shark, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, my favorite part was literally like the whole time flirting with Keela. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Excellent. And last but certainly not least, we have the Lady May.
I'm May. The Lady May can be found on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and here Fridays and occasionally Thursdays. Next week is Brindlewood Bay, where I am going to be an old widowed lady, part of a murder mystery book club, solving a murder mystery. And then the Thursday after that for another adventure. So lots of fun times.
Yay. Oh my god, I can't wait. So the next TTRPG Thursday that we're going to be doing, yeah, it's going to be a bunch of old folks in a book club who...
I have the move called Columbo.
Oh my gosh.
So excited.
I believe that some of them are dressing up.
We are. And also my favorite moment of the episodes, just the Fiona bits. Fiona's so precious.
Oh. My favorite part was definitely playing around with the underworld and doing a lot of info dropping on a Dawn, and then a Dawn having to relay that to the party. Poor Adon.
Good luck discerning my notes, dudes. Adon knows what's going on, but does she share it well with the others? No, absolutely not.
I
feel
can't.
like we should know by now, though.
Hmm?
I feel like we should know with the Dawn by now, though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Avalon.
I cannot wait.
It's gonna be great.
Bravo's gonna actually like share herself.
I know. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. And yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll be
What's the
fine.
VOD, dude?
We have watched the VOD.
I'm Stella Luna. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. If you want to see more of Unbound, we will be back next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We would love to have you here with us. This is honestly like my favorite thing to do, and I always look forward to Fridays.